That's right, I forgot about that. Thank you.
That was my thought.
Listen, I'm fine with that. I'm just waiting for Vulpus to get another session extender. That's gonna be amazing.
Let's
right?
go.
They're literally burning their last 2 this week, so I swear, if you get more... I'm actually not opposed to people having those, but it's just Vulpus has been burning through them quite slowly.
Well, yeah.
Wait, I need to make it visible before I...
Fuck yeah, I love
So everyone's in agreement that Vulpus gets...
Happy birthday.
Thank you! I get a wheel spiel.
Last chance
Give me
for
the
a
wheel,
veto.
buddy.
Anyone?
Well, let Vulpus have it before we murder them.
Thank you, bitch.
Spinning. Tier 3 positive encounter.
Fuck yeah! I think.
It's gonna be a cute little minor god that comes to say hello, and then you murder them.
I'm not gonna murder random gods!
Alright, so...
The only gods I ever wanted to murder was the orc gods, because I hate them specifically.
So, picking up with Shade. Alright, so you are spending some time doing politics in South Frost, and what is that region called? The Sand. East and Western Sand.
It would seem so.
Did you not want somebody to do the recap, James?
Sure, who would like to do...
Yeah, didn't we already do the recap? Or are we gonna do that again?
Well, we didn't really do a real recap.
Shade wasn't there, so we might as well do one for him. Alright, Ivy, you're doing the recap.
Oh. No, I passed it off to Baldwin. He does it so good.
No. So, we started out last session with finishing off Vulpus's downtime. And by starting off the session, I mean the first, 3 hours of the session, we're finishing off Vulpus's downtime.
And having fun with it at the bar.
Yep, so what that entailed was determining how Vulpes could spend every waking minute of her time without going fully insane.
Yeah, it turns out if you do that, you get insane. Pretty convenient.
On anything and everything that Vulpes wanted to do. And once the Let's Not Go Insane plan was in place, as part of the downtime, Vulpes decided that they needed the stones from Vecna's Ascension Chamber.
Yep.
So
they would need them.
Vulpes...
I got them, yeah.
Vulpes
But they're like all drained.
decided to make 2 simulacrum copies of Baldrin and take them along to the Red Moon, I think it was.
Yep.
How did you make 2 simulacrum copies?
A simulacrum can now
simulacrum.
upcasting, yeah. Can now be upcast for multiple. You can still only have 1 casting of simulacrum at a time, but you can make 2 copies when you cast it once. Does it make sense?
I know. Wait, so if you upcast a simulacrum, you can have multiple of them?
If you upcast simulacrum, it still disables the last casting, but instead of making 1 simulacrum, it makes 2 of the same person.
I believe it's every 4 levels above 7 that it creates 1.
So I can make a second simu-shade as well.
Yeah, but you have to destroy the first.
Yeah, if you were to recast simulacrum at 11th level, you would get 2 instead of 1. Yes. So Vulpes took the Baldrin twins to the Red Moon to access the Ascension Chamber. They were able to do so easily because Volpez figured out how to get into the doors of the Ascension Chamber.
It was really stupid.
Once they got inside, they were able to collect all of the divinity stones that were completely discharged. And then there was basically nothing left in that whole Ascension Chamber that was interesting. So Volpez and the Baldrins left.
It's a good band name, Vulpes and the Baldrins.
Upon returning to the material plane and Haven, Volpez decided as another downtime activity that they wanted to explore their sexuality. So Volpez gathered up Ivy and the Baldrin twins and
And
decided
we
to
hit
head
10
to
people
a
in the bar.
Uh,
And everyone failed. There was a moment there where the two Baldrins went to the same guy and asked, "Hey, are you into twins?"
Opening line. Didn't say a word to the guy before that.
It's spectacular. We don't get the Fey Riz. We have a lot to learn.
Well, he didn't get the favors either.
Yeah, but it worked. It worked on us.
After the Baldrins and Volpez all got turned down by the half elf that they met in the bar,
Yep.
a prostitute came up to Volpez.
And we all fucked the prostitute.
And Volpez
We
accepted
all.
the offer of the prostitute, and the Baldrins followed along, being the bodyguards that they were, not knowing anything better. And they all had a foursome.
It was incredible. So after that
Okay.
experience, Alyssa was in the. By the way, Alyssa intercepted Vulpes after they left the Ascension Chamber. That's relevant. She had apparently she had warnings left there for whenever for anyone opened it, and she just kind of followed this along for the next 8 years.
Yep.
Being very
Alyssa,
inconvenient.
immediately
Sharp as well.
after Volpez left the Ascension Chamber, Alyssa decided it was her life mission to become Volpez's therapist.
She's not very good at it.
I don't know. They seem to have made Volpez very pissed.
That's what therapists do.
Truly. Anyway, I think. Yeah, so eventually Alyssa decided to attack Vulpes as part of her therapy. There's really not much else to it. Like, there's not much thing to explain. And Baldrin wants to go to the Abyss, right?
Yeah.
To get his rock.
Yeah.
Bulbous hit on me. It was awkward.
I hit on her accidentally, apparently. It was incredible.
Anyone Vulpes didn't hit on during the downtime.
Yes. So apparently,
you were
apparently.
there.
So here's what happened. I was like, okay, what's the hottest male? And it was the half elf. Okay, what's the hottest female? Ivy. So I was like, well, I can't find anyone more interesting than you here. And apparently that's hitting on someone, which they didn't realize at the time.
It's not that. You were like, wow, there's no one else around. And I feel this connection to you.
It was
Also,
incredible.
technically,
Incredible.
Volpez did not hit on the actual Baldrin, who was away in the astral plane in a library.
Yes, I only hit on the Baldrin twins, which are like Baldrin, but considerably more forward, apparently. That was the best session in the world.
Not the words I would use, but teach their own.
Yeah, that's because you hate fun.
And,
Yeah, to James, last session was mildly traumatic.
But that's because he hates fun.
Shade, I'll give you 5 inspirations if you kill Volpes this session. Alright, so With shade, so there are 4 new towns being added to your church's list. Where the heck is this one? Opal finally fell.
What does that mean?
Well,
Anexalia has been attacking a bubble for decades.
For decades? A bubble
Yep.
that has 1,000 hit points?
No, this was Dwarven.
Oh,
It consumes adamantine and gold as its spell component.
right.
And
So
they
what
didn't
does it...
ask Baldrin to punch.
They know that's too much. It was
They
gonna
just
punch
had
the player itself.
dragons, freeze blasting it constantly.
For 80 years. Or whatever.
Bit over 80 years.
Years. Not well, yeah. For a long, long time.
Yep.
Okay, so
So Opal finally fell.
right. Great. I don't
time to go set up a church.
don't have too much opinions, but yes.
Go! A bunch of destitute people to indoctrinate into religion.
You would all hear about the dwarves being exterminated.
What do you mean? Like the Dwarven race, or just the dwarves of that city?
Dwarves of that city.
Oh. Well, that's a bit
Wow.
fucked up.
Another atrocity. Crazy.
Why are they being exterminated?
Mostly out of frustration. They had decades to surrender and they kept refusing.
Not a reason to exterminate them, surely.
Imagine
Zarthix
wiping out a
doesn't
race
see
if
it
you're
that way.
mildly frustrated.
Good to know. I mean, there's no point talking to Zarthix about it.
That is. Right.
You wanna go
And-
try to save them?
When they start moving people to that
By the
city,
time
there is a church of yours placed there.
okay.
Your
I
church
guess.
has a tier 7 forge.
That's pretty cool.
Well,
It only costs thousands of lives. Perfect.
I mean, they're already dead. What am I gonna do? Refuse it?
That's the spirit.
That is the spirit.
Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3,
Something little-
and where's the last one? Hobart. Where's Hobart? North.
Shades Church, Catholic Church, same thing.
We don't diddle kids.
Yet.
No, that's like one of the rules.
Oh, I see. Oh, that does indeed make you better than the Catholic Church.
I mean, to be fair, it's supposed to be a rule of the Catholic Church as well.
But it's not.
What? No, it's a rule.
Exactly.
It's just not listened to.
No, it's not a rule.
Man shall not sleep with boy. Yeah, it's a rule.
They don't sleep with them. They just diddle them during
it's
the day.
only a...
You know what? There.
It's only a crime if the police finds out. It's only a sin if the media finds out.
I don't think that's how that works. But anyway, before we get cancelled,
Are you really worried about
I
that?
lose now
Are
8
you?
viewers.
I do not want my AI overlords to murder me.
Oh, Betty, you think you have a chance.
Right.
I guess
So, now that Opal has fallen, they want to build a capital. Okay, they want to build a capital in a shifting sand.
A new one?
This one would be on the western coast. But yes, this would be a new capital.
Why do they want a new capital?
To look at their shiny new toy.
Bad with the current 2 capitals.
This one's for plans in terms of offense against the orc. If they
So
have a
it's not
capital
like
base there, they can build up more military power.
It's not necessarily a replacement. It's just like a city.
Correct. A grand city.
Okay. That's fair enough. I'm all for a anti-orc city.
Alright. How much of your downtime would you like to spend taking your paladins out on quests?
Good point.
Remember, if you're giving Simu Shade a holiday, then you still need to spend a third of your time working at the church.
Well, let's give Simishade a holiday. Let's give it. Okay. How many years do I have left?
4, I believe. Where are we? No. 7.
It's more. Should be more. 7 years. Yep. Okay.
Sorry,
Give
6. You
Simu
spent a year
Shade-
adventuring.
Okay. Do 1 year, like full holiday for Simishade.
Alright.
We just cross that one out.
Alright. Heck yeah, holiday.
That would be kind of like you said 8 hours a day
8 hours a day, yeah.
church. So 8 hours a day church, 8 hours a day politics.
Right, alright.
So that doesn't change much for the first year. Then let's take take 2 years. Add 6, 5. Let's take 2 years of taking paladins out on quest.
Alright.
And let's reassess the situation in the nation in the last 3 years.
Can you roll me 30d6? Alright, 30d100. Cool, no failures. Alright, so that was the 2 years of adventuring. 2 years of what?
So now I would like to reassess the situation in Exalia. I'm interested in like reports from the Inquisitors, how Noah is fucking everyone, that kind of stuff.
Alright.
How's like,
So, the capital has stopped receiving any terms of supplies from Noah, but Noah has also been relatively crippled in terms of its GDP.
because they're not getting free money anymore.
Correct.
Why they were getting it in the first place. But what was the capital receiving from Noah before? What's so useful about Noah?
That was just mostly magical items. Though
Are they
that's
making magical
on the
items in
down
Noah?
low that Noah makes those.
Okay, well,
It'd be your inquisitors who informed you about that.
I mean, it's not like they were just selling it. They can sell it somewhere else, or buy it. No, I don't like. What is the real effect of them not sending it to the capital? Criminals don't get access to magical items, or what? That the downside?
By criminals, do you mean Sathics?
Well, like, no, they were selling it on the black market, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how what's the negative effect on the nation from black market not receiving a crap ton of items?
It's not really a massive effect on the nation. It's a very minor. Well, it's a massive effect on nobles, and a very, very minor effect on the nation itself.
Nobles don't get the luxuries.
Pretty much.
Can live with that. What else is going on with the Noah camp? Like you said, GDP tripled. They planning anything?
Yes.
Or what?
So they have recently bought the land for that little island there.
Which island? Okay. From who did they buy it?
From Lorenz.
Okay. And are they gonna move to the island?
Their plan is to build a city there. They've spent the last 2 years finalizing contracts for the construction.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
They've committed about 30 million gold to this project.
Not actually a lot. 30 million. You quoted me a lot more for like a small village, basically.
Yes, a small village built in a year. They're planning on building this over quite a long period of time.
Okay.
This is basically 100 years of development.
You know how there used to be like an orc infestation and
There
over
is.
there? There still is?
Yep.
And how are they expecting to build shit on that island?
See the red line?
Yeah?
Everything beyond that line is relatively orc infested.
Yeah, but there were also orcs were landing
Yes.
on the magical forest.
The
Are they
orcs
still
do
landing?
land at those points.
And they probably land at the island.
It's relatively believed that orcs are in control of that island.
Does Noah have a plan for dealing with the orcs that are in control of that island?
Yes, they're going to throw adventurers at it until the problem is no longer a problem.
But I want to look at it.
The island?
I will be closely monitoring the situation of them fighting the orcs for the island.
Alright.
Maybe we can get the orcs to go and fuck up Noah.
So, personally keeping an eye on it, or having your inquisitors?
I'm gonna have people keeping an eye on it. Obviously, I can't personally be there. But I'm going to ask the researchers to look into how we would go about if we wanted to provoke orcs or kind of lead orcs to some knowledge about who's fucking with them for their wrath at certain people.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So, for example, right? So, how would we go about leaking the information to the orcs that Noah is behind all these adventurers coming to fuck with them? So they can
All
go
right,
and
your
blow
researchers can
Noah.
start looking into that.
So that's those plans set up.
Would you like to spend any
Um,
inspirations on their research rolls?
I don't really have a lot of inspiration
Because they just rolled 3 nat ones in a row. Well, there's a 20-something in between them, but
don't have inspiration.
Alright.
Yes, they're
that's
gonna
okay.
have
That's a very minor impact anyway.
hard time doing it.
Well, they've got mastery in it, so
Okay, so it's not a crit
yeah,
fail.
it's just if you wanted to get a higher roll than a 1.
Oh, no. We have time for this. We're not in a rush.
Alright.
Okay. What else do we have?
One of your inquisitors. So one of the inquisitors comes back 2 years before end of time skip to inform you that it looks like the island has some sort of how would you describe it? Essence reservoir. The ambient essence in that area is much higher, which appears to be the reason that Nora is investing so heavily in capturing it.
And historically, that is the location of where the meteor fell?
Yes.
And then an island has now risen from the water.
That was mostly volcanic stuff that has just solidified.
Okay.
There's been druidic terraforming there.
So druids have been going there and making the island?
Not making the island, but making it habitable.
And is it orc druids or what druids?
Mostly human, but there's a couple half-elves and a couple elves in that.
Why? From where? Who bought them?
Contracted by Noah.
Okay, so Noah has the whole project to make that island and build shit there. Okay. Right. Yeah, we're not gonna allow Noah to have this.
All right.
But for now we don't rush too much. So what's the situation on the island right now? So orcs are now in control. Adventurers are already being sent there, or is this still?
Adventurers have started being sent there.
How's their success?
Pretty much non-existent at this stage.
I'm gonna make sure that
12
where they get
adventuring groups have been sent, all with fatalities.
All from the Kingdom of the Sun.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure that none of my paladins go there. Obviously.
All right.
What level of jobs are they posting?
They started them at copper rank, and it is currently sitting at gold rank.
How does that work?
It means that they filed false paperwork to start with when determining the risk factor.
Am I able to provide information to the Adventuring Guild proving that they have filed false information?
You don't have the proof required for it.
But I do have the proof that I knew all of this.
Yes.
But it's only I don't have proof.
Correct.
What would constitute proof?
Some sort of written or an agreement between them mentioning that, yeah, we're going to lie about the information that we put on this, because at the moment it's just being misconstrued as it was a more difficult area than we thought it would be.
I'm going to post a. I'm going to get that family that posts jobs for me. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to get them to hire me a thief to break into Noah and get this evidence. I'll pay 100K for that.
All right. They're able to provide the evidence.
Right. I'll get it to the Adventuring Guild.
All right. They'll make you go through the procedure of proving that what you're saying is the truth and that the evidence that you're providing is the truth. And then they would take it, and they are blocking out Noah from access to the adventuring hall. So they can no longer make adventuring requests.
Nice. What's Noah's next plan to clear the island?
They don't appear to be focusing on a plan for that. They appear to be looking into what happened just then to get them banned. After about a year and a half, there's quite a bit of infighting with the people in Noah.
About what? Why?
They think that one person gave up the information to basically harm one of the other political parties. And
Okay, that's good.
about a third of the people from Noah have left the city themselves.
Fuck yeah. We like the people that left? Or are they all terrible?
Couple you like, bunch you dislike.
The couple that we like, we can offer them to move to Haven. Take up status of Paragon.
How much is in it for them?
Just an offer to help you. You have a different place to start, to not wish to you. Also, I feel like those who will ask what's in it for them are not necessarily the ones who I like, James.
Well, these ones who are very respectable in society in general, and aren't the sort to only do things for money, but they also want to know that there's something in it to benefit them, because the deal that they've got at the moment to actually leave Noah is a fairly good deal for them.
Oh, where are they leaving? What's that deal? Do I know?
They've been promised political title, and they are each leaving with just over 80,000 gold, plus promised funding for a project.
Political titles where?
In a nation that they are planning to establish to the north, just up here. In this empty region.
Okay, I see what's going on there. But isn't it a bit early for that?
What do you mean?
Like timeline wise.
What do you mean?
Is this the same nation that Quinn is making?
No.
Oh, okay.
The nation that Quinn
Oh.
is making is
Okay,
over
that's
there.
fair enough. So what's this nation here? Do we know anything about it?
There
And
is
why
no
that
nation there at
land-
the moment.
But why is that land unowned? Who's making it?
No one wants, without magic, no one wants to be too close to the obsidian hellos.
Okay.
Without
don't really
magic,
know.
if you get cut by anything in there, you're pretty much dead.
So
The Kingdom of the Sun even abandoned this city over here because that city was just too close. Like, if it's within a couple weeks, they don't want anything to do with it. The Celestials seem to have no issue with claiming that land.
it's some Celestial who's doing this.
Yes. It's the Celestials from Noah who are looking to create this nation here.
If I was to judge Celestials that are planning to create that nation and the other Celestials in Noah.
The ones in Noah are worse, but these guys aren't, as a whole, great. There's a few good apples, but a few rotten branches as well.
Okay, in that case, I will maybe change the narrative and see if we can support these good apples rather than trying to take them away.
Would you like to provide them with funding for their project? In
In
theory, if
how
their
much
cities
do
grow
they
much
need?
faster than the rest of them,
Yeah, I will provide them.
that's pretty much just this one here, which is good. The majority
Yeah,
of their
okay.
leadership at least fall into the good alignment.
Okay, we'll work on that one. Will they have my branch then?
They are willing to house your branch since they do not have a church.
Okay, we'll do that, and we'll help to grow the city.
Alright. They currently have 1.3 million, so that's enough for a small town. Would you like to contribute to that?
How much for a medium town?
Over how long?
Over how long are they building now?
5 years is the plan.
Okay, so we won't expedite, but
For a medium town, it would be 4 million.
are we able to do Tara this whole time?
Yes. Volpa specifically worked it into their schedule so that you guys could.
Okay. So 4 million total or 4 million more?
4 million total. So 2.6 more for you.
I'll do 2.6 million.
Alright.
At that point, Shade's like, I would like a statue of myself.
No. I mean, it's not like my church is going to be a big part of the city if I do this. So that's
Yeah, they need to put up a statue of the
Ah,
god of the
statues.
church, huh?
That's the spirit. Hail the Dark One, known as Shade.
Also, by the way, James, at what year do we start getting significantly increased money from Tara?
That's only in the final year.
Okay, so I do the same amount for total of 9 years. And then last year, how much more is it?
3 times.
A bit more than 3.
So it is 1 times for 10 years all up, then it is 3 times for 15 years, and then beyond that, it is planned to be 12 times. So she took a bunch of her cut early on, and in this stage, to basically create a shit ton more, and by a shit ton I mean an absolute shit ton more of those magic orbs. She went from having just over 2,000 to, by the end of this time skip, she's going to have 41,000.
But the profits should be growing as well.
So the revenue being generated is growing, the profits are staying relatively stagnant because of the excess money being driven back into generating, basically having more of these items made.
That was not the deal. The deal was that after she makes back her initial investment, we are 50-50.
She's not made back her initial investment.
She was supposed to make it back in 10 years.
Alright, are you going to push back on... Alright, so would you like to push back on her investing into this?
Well, not necessarily, but the thing is that the profits increasing, like, she is keeping all of the orbs. So
Yes, but she's only
And
planning
she-
on reinvesting into the creation of orbs for 15 years.
but there's already like, so there is already 100 times or whatever, 50 times more orbs, but her profits only went up 3 times. Yeah. And
Yes, because
she's made back.
because she's able to sell these in smaller doses now. Before, she had to sell each orb for it to be even worth it. But now she can sell an orb that's maybe a tenth full instead. She's basically able to sell lower in the market.
Are we getting fucked?
Make me an appraise check.
What stat?
I believe it is wisdom. Though I could see someone making an intelligence appraise check given this circumstance.
I will
Either would be applicable.
cast borrowed knowledge.
Alright.
Get a level of proficiency at least.
So, as long as magic does not return before you guys basically get to the point of the end of the agreement, which is 15 years from basically this point in time, then no, you're not getting fucked. If it does return, then yes, you are getting fucked.
But she's also getting fucked.
Yes.
But so she's not actually fucking us.
She's not fucking you. I'm just saying the circumstances would fuck you.
Okay. Then it's fine. Unless others want to also make this a praise check, because I'm not.
The only person who is going with you is currently Volpa, so they'd be applicable for it. But I think their praise check isn't great, though they do have intelligence as their main stat.
Borrowed knowledge Vulpes and have Vulpes doing a yes. Are we getting fucked?
Well, yeah, there's different kinds of fucked, and
Yeah,
all
Vulpes
of
is I
them are
know.
happening.
Okay, anyway, so it's not the worst. But, okay. Then that, so I can afford the 2.6 million. I'll just 2.6
Also,
million.
at the end of a time skip, Tara is interested in selling off her share of the business to you.
And what would it entail for me to run this whole thing? Doesn't she still need magic?
She does, yes.
So she's going to become a client instead?
Unfortunately, her position is quite dependent on her making the sort of sale. She figured that she should offer her share of the business to you first.
Okay, how much does she want?
$48.6 million. Sorry.
I am back. What's up?
Tara's trying to sell Shade the business.
$120.4 million.
Well, we don't really have that amount of money. We would buy it out if we could, I think.
I'm just currently looking to see what sort of options she can give you other than a direct buyout.
I'm assuming she won't tell us why she has to do this.
No, but she is mildly stressed.
Everything okay, Tara?
She's selling us what business exactly?
The Queen of the Kingdom of the Sun was kidnapped, and a city has been captured.
This city? A city?
Yes, by demons.
Oh,
Oh,
concerning.
it's invading.
Let's go there.
I'm not sure as nobles of Anexalia.
No, we're so filthy rich, they'd love us.
So we want to buy this out, probably.
Okay, question. I was away for a second. What is she selling to us?
All the orbs, basically, and I guess the client
And the
list.
client list. And her contact
so-
for distribution.
But not all her business, just yours.
No, just the orbs. So just the magic selling side of her business.
Right. How much does she want for that?
$120.4 million.
I don't think that's worth it. I
Why?
don't want to do this forever. Like, do
well,
you intend on doing this forever for the rest of time?
it pays for itself in 15 years, provided magic doesn't return. In less than 15 years, even. In 15 years. Let's take a look. It's probably going to pay for itself faster than that, because right now we're getting. I mean, our profit might go down. Probably will, but let's imagine we still have. Let's imagine we have at least 3 million each. So that's 4 of us, and she had half the share, so that's times 2. So that's 24 million a year if we lose a third of the profit. So in 5 years, the sale is being covered. We own a crap ton of orbs.
And to give you an approximation of what a fair value for this sort of trade would be, it'd probably be about twice what she's asking for, which is about 240.
Yeah, probably. At
Yeah,
least.
the problem is just where to get the money, right? Because like,
Yeah, we don't have the money for that.
even if we pool everything together, we don't have enough.
Does Taro need all the money right now?
Unfortunately, she needs it in some form of currency immediately. Well, within 3 months.
Question: the Kingdom of the Sun was captured by demons, she said?
A city.
The capital city, I presume?
One of the capitals.
Do we want to go there, fellas?
You know, I said
Let's-
the same thing.
I mean, I'm not sure we want to go there.
Because what I'm thinking is... sorry.
Yeah.
Isn't the Kingdom of the Sun the one hoarding all magical items?
Well, it's every kingdom is hoarding all the magical items.
Because I remember James telling me about that, that it's illegal to have a magical item that's not in the possession of the crown.
Yeah, you might be confusing in Exalia.
Both of them are. Both are.
Yeah.
Pretty much every
Right.
country right now.
Right,
Except the
so...
dwarves. Dwarves and elves don't care.
Okay, so, James, question. So, Vulpes would know that, correct?
Yes.
So, the city that was captured, does it have a lot of shit to loot? I'm
Well,
just saying, looting from demons isn't exactly a crime.
well, hold on. At what
Look,
If we
point?
save the
demon.
queen...
Okay, hear me out. A demon army has invaded and captured the capital. We 4 will go there and what? Save it?
Hold on. Where
Steal
in
stuff?
where in the timeline are we? Because we've already kind of established what we're doing in the time skip.
This is
Oh, that
towards
is
the very
true.
end of the time skip that she's making this
Oh.
off,
Okay.
like in the last couple
Is
months.
Wait, is this the thing with Kima and Light?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, why don't we figure out if we're gonna buy this thing or not? We can maybe get an investor in an Exalia.
James, this is if it's towards the very end, then that means I already have the heart thing going, right?
Yes.
Right.
Well, if we pooled everything that all 4 of us got for the last however many years, right? I'd be 60-ish, a little short maybe. So we need somebody to invest the other 50%.
Yeah. Do we want to look for someone who we trust, rather than
That's-
having this go to a random person?
That's the caveat that I don't know who we trust that's gonna have that
Well,
money.
I mean,
Right. Question: do we know any druids?
Yes.
Right, Zelo, yeah. James, can I get Zelo? Cannot believe I forgot about myself.
Yes.
Right, it's if okay,
It's already the spell that you made, Vol.
oh, so that spell would be able to charge the spells quickly.
Quicker, yeah.
So right, so I just need Zelo. Cool.
Well, the more druids you have, the better.
Right.
I mean, we have some access to some druids.
Yes.
Haven,
Oh yeah,
so-
okay, so
They just need to be able to cast, I believe, 4th level spells.
Okay.
right, so here's the thing, Shade, right?
Yeah.
Vulpes is no longer leaking a shit ton of all the magic, right?
Okay.
I still have the magic and I can still channel it, but if I do it manually, it's gonna take a long time. If we had a
Right.
few druids, I could recharge the orbs like really quickly
Okay.
again.
So we can still do it. We can still
Yeah, we can.
recharge the orbs. We can do this, but we need to take ownership of the business, move it to Haven, set up shop somewhere.
Okay, so I am not sure setting it up in Haven is the best idea.
Well, okay, set up
I
somewhere.
think it's I think it's in an Exalia, the odds of it getting seized would be super high. Right, James?
Well, there's Zarthix.
Exactly. I don't think it's a good idea to set up in an Exalia.
Yeah,
I do think we should set up or somewhere.
We don't really have a good other place to set it up,
Well,
unless.
we could keep it
What
here
about?
too.
What about? Well, I mean, also, Vulpes, keep in mind you have to be there for a lot of time to recharge now.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
have a house here in the city that Tara is in. You just keep it here.
I don't want to keep it there.
What about Volpes's
Right.
guild in Sunwatch?
Yeah, we could set it up there. What is a good
That's in
is
the
a good
Kingdom of
option
the
for like
Sun.
a building.
Okay, maybe.
I am willing.
I'm
Or
not
we
saying
have
that's a
the
good
new-
idea, I'm just saying that's an idea.
Maybe, or we have
Okay.
the new city that we're sponsoring as well, or Shade's sponsoring.
Well, the only other option I can think of, aside from like my guild, is keeping it here because Haven is gonna end up really badly. Is well, it would still be an Excelia, but we could set it up in N5.
No.
Just set it up
Um,
in Noah.
Great idea. Well, the reason why is basically if we do it in an Exalia, we can get an investor. If we do it
I-
like somewhere else,
See, I agree, but the problem is that Zaphix is gonna seize it too quickly for that to matter, and we know he's gonna seize it because it's Zaphix. He's also gonna find out about what we're doing, and that means we're all fucked. He probably already suspect having confirmation would kill us all. I genuinely think it's a terrible idea to set up an Exalia. We are already risking too much.
okay. What facilities does your guild have in Sunwatch?
James?
Let me take a look. They have a research library, they
should have a spell lab.
they've got 6 spell labs.
Wonderful.
They have a storage facility. And they have a training facility. And then they've got a sleeping area. That's it.
Okay. Where do we get money?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because if we can't rely on an Exalia for investment, we have to get that done manually.
Can I get a history check from you?
I can definitely do that, yeah.
I think I know who has a lot of money.
I can think of a few things too.
I
42?
think Sam probably has a lot of money.
Oh,
Is he manages
wishes.
to-
He genuinely wishes.
He is
You
so
just
good at
wanna see
procuring
him.
things. Sam probably is rich
right.
as fuck.
James, 42? Oh, cool. yes, the universe, the world, and everything else. Nice.
Okay. What does Vulpes remember about getting money?
Kilos.
Sorry?
So there is the devil Kilos from Rising Frost.
Right?
He could potentially get the funds for it.
Right.
Wasn't he broke as fuck?
Yes, but he personally isn't broke.
Ah,
Yes, the city.
okay. Well, he's not gonna want to talk to me.
Correction,
Who
you're
else?
not going to want to talk to him.
There's the founder if we can find him.
Alice.
Yeah, I was thinking about Alice.
Isn't Alice insane?
None of yous would know that, though.
We should probably at
Um,
least look for her then.
what about if
Right?
let's see, do I know any faction in Anaxalia, or maybe even outside of Anaxalia, who would like to sign a contract for an upfront price to be provided a certain amount of orbs for 10 years? Every X weeks.
Let me take a look. Luminara.
Yeah, but a reminder, Zathix is a problem. He learns about how we do and what we're doing, we're fucked. The moment we bring this to Anaxalia, we have to be ready to be attacked by Zathix. And other people there.
Who in Illuminarum?
Lady Valor.
Lady Valor is pretty trustable, though.
You'd have to... Would she be willing to sign a magical deal?
It would be a Luminara as a
Non-spo-
whole that would be making this deal, not specifically her.
Yeah, but
Well,
would they
if
all be willing
Illuminarum,
to...
yeah. How, if
we're having-
Illuminara makes this deal, are they going to ensure that Zarthix doesn't fuck it up?
They're happy to act in a way that would obfuscate this from Zarthix.
Are they willing
Also,
to sign a magical... Are they all willing to sign a magical deal to obfuscate this from Zathix and hide our identities?
No. You
Because
will have
otherwise,
to trust
I
us.
don't...
well, also keep in mind, this deal we're making, they are going to have to trust us because we're asking for payment up front. So it's in their interest to keep it secret because they've already paid for it.
But in that case, I'm gonna keep my identity secret.
No, that's no
And let-
problem.
And
We
let
can-
Shade be the forefront. That's okay.
They want to know exactly how you're procuring magic.
Why would he tell them that?
But that's yeah. That's like they would be buying the recipe rather than the effect.
Well, they've got no interest in producing it. They just want to know that you actually can produce magic. And more importantly, produce it in a way that is reproducible.
Well, that would require magical deal.
I agree.
If Lady Valor agrees to have a confidentiality agreement sealed by magical deal, we can disclose process probably.
With no
I don't know.
identities revealed.
Under the condition that if you reject her offer, she is able to discuss it freely.
And what was her offer? She will make afterwards.
So, she is currently seeking between a 30% cut or a 90% cut, depending on what is basically being
But-
offered.
What do you mean by cut?
of the whole business.
We are offering to sell to provide magic, not the cut of the business.
I think this means that selling it to her instead of to Luminara. Right, James? Like doing business with her, not Luminara.
Okay, I get what you're asking for. You're wanting to sell her orbs. Alright. How many would they need for that to be a viable idea? A seventh of your supply would be dedicated to a Luminar at any given point in time. Indefinitely. And you would have to have a minimum of 1,000 going to them.
That is, on one hand, reasonable, but we have to set a time limit. Definitely is not a thing.
James, how viable is that at our current rate and our predicted rate with the druids?
You guys have over 1,000 of them.
We have 40,000 by this point, no, James?
Well, yeah, it's like just under 50,000.
Well, yeah, but how easy is that to maintain definitely under our predicted output with like a few druids?
Well, a druid can fill one in about 5 minutes.
Right. So it'd be like 8 hours a day, right? Presumably. For how many druids and how many would we fill?
A druid can also...
Like
1, 2, 3, 4. So one druid can fill about 200 of them in a day before they have exhausted their magic.
Right. Assume
But
we did that.
we need a ton of druids.
Yes.
Right. And I would be able to support that, right?
You've got no issue supporting that.
Right. Question 2. How often would we have to do that?
Whenever you want these things refilled.
But how often would we have to refill this as per the current deal for that to be worth it?
I believe it's once every 14 days.
Every 14. And say we are unable to do that every 14 days, what's the leniency period?
Lady Walor would want them delivered on a monthly basis.
So because we have 40,000, we can always have a supply.
Yeah, we need to have a really high backlog.
Yeah.
But she would also have to agree to but essentially she has to agree that in case of emergency we have the like a 2-month grace period that we won't call in unless there's an emergency. If she's okay with that, I think that should be fine.
Well,
So in the event of an
Because
emergency, in that case, you would owe her backlog of doubling for each month that you're incapacitated.
okay.
Alright, we can do that, right? Is that manageable, James, if we dedicate time to it?
As long as you don't get incapacitated, yeah.
We just
Alright.
have to not get incapacitated.
Yeah, but I don't predict we're gonna get incapacitated too often, as long as...
As long as we don't go to the Feywild.
Exactly.
or the Abyss.
But, yeah, point is, if that's manageable. And what's the end term of the contract? When does it end?
She does not want to specify an end date.
It has to end so that we can renegotiate in a few years after a trial period.
It
She's
doesn't have to be a few years, but we can't promise something forever because nothing is forever.
Exactly.
alright. So she can't really make a offer in that regard until she knows the source of the magic.
I believe what we disclosed that we have a ritual with the aid of druids that can channel magic. Right?
We can say that, yes.
Essentially tapping into the The event that took magic away.
She would ask if you're draining the tapped ley lines.
Our source is regenerating, right, James?
Correct, your source is not a tapped ley line.
No.
Alright. Because she was
We
about
have a
to call you
regenerating source.
idiots. Alright. In that case, let's see. Until the complete ceasing of your group, meaning that you have all passed on and have been dead for at least a century, or until she has died and been dead for a century, whichever occurs first.
We can't keep it going if our group is dead for a century. That's
Do you tell her that?
I will ask her how she expects our group, while dead, to
Yeah,
fulfill the goal.
Well, you require druids to perform the ritual.
Yes.
If the druids are performing a ritual, then it's still being produced. She sees no reason why this cannot continue while you guys are, well, dead. You've not told her that you were instrumental to the actual ritual itself.
And we definitely shouldn't. So let's not.
okay. So okay, we're just gonna make an offer, right? She's wants 1/7, right?
Yep. With an amount of a minimum of 1,000 full spheres.
Yes. So I'm just gonna take a look. So 1/7 of our income is 3.5 million. And if we take 120 million,
She wants 1/7 of the orbs, right, James?
Yep.
Not the income.
but 1/7 of the orbs is roughly
Or
equivalent
are
to
you
1/7 of the
calculating
income.
our end of it?
Yes. So 34 years is a reasonably fair period for us. For the amount. So I guess Shade would say that Shade believes that a fair, with the terms that you have set out, with the capacity that you have set out, provided we do not expand or reduce our outputs, a fair period would be around 34 years.
No. I want to provide magic indefinitely for my students.
There's a high chance that by that time, magic might be back.
There's no reason to believe that it is going to be back in your lifespan.
My lifespan is like a few billions.
Bear mine too.
First of all, you're a celestial, so your lifespan's more like 30 years. Second of all, you're an elf, which means your lifespan's more like 80 years. Sorry, 800 years.
Not exactly, no.
Okay, you will not die of old age, but eventually you will die. That is how that happens.
Yes.
It will happen to
but
me. She too is an elf.
Of course we'll
How old is
all
she, by the
die.
way?
It's rude to ask a lady her age.
Damn, it is. Sorry.
She looks like she's in her 30s, though.
So like 300?
Well, it takes twice as long for each year to pass for her physically. So 1 times 2 to the power of 30 would be a guesstimate. Sorry. To the power of 14 because it happens when they're 6.
Elves are weird.
Yes, they are.
Um,
James, 2 to the power of 14 is like 16,000 years.
That sounds about right.
I can live for longer than that.
yes, if we
You're
don't
both
get killed.
elves. You'll both have the same maximum lifespan.
No, I'm gonna send it celestial.
Ah, so your lifespan's like 40.
I age half a year every. Sorry, half the rate every year after 20.
That's the same as elves, except elves do that after 16.
Yeah, my point is that I'm also an elf.
You know what?
As per the numbers you gave me, I should be aging an approximate amount of no.
You both are beautiful for your age.
Just
That is correct. My point is, lifespans are bullshit.
it's kind of irrelevant. Does Juliana have money to invest?
Nowhere near enough. She could
That's
scrape together about 25 million.
That's the dude who runs the shop.
He
Tara's
can
husband?
scrape together about 12 million.
How about Tara's husband?
Why would we involve Tara's husband?
I like him.
Who's
Who else do we
Tara's
know?
husband?
Alice is pretty much your only other good choice.
Okay, let's go see Alice. Fuck it, let's go see Alice.
That sounds
What
like
does
a terrible idea.
what does the head of House Sages think about talking to Alice?
It is a bad idea.
We are not going to go talk to Alice. Who else do we have?
She has put several of your house's students into the ground
What?
while they're alive.
They're just inside the ground? Dig them out?
Well,
That's eventually
they
what
were
has to happen to
alive.
them.
They were alive when she put them there.
Okay. I don't want to know more. What does Dale think about
If you could-
finances?
She could get the money, but it would be very public. And there is a certainty that Zarthix would find out.
Not a good
Yeah,
idea.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a little confused why we are needing to buy this business.
I don't necessarily. So two reasons. First one, someone's gonna buy it.
Throw it back.
Yeah, but that doesn't
And
mean we
Okay.
have to keep helping them,
And?
right?
okay, so we can just like
They
Tell
can buy
who-
the business and then not have any renewable magic and
Yeah,
then
that's
go
true.
out of
Okay.
business.
Yep. Okay, we can't buy. We'll just tell Tara we can't make it work. It's too much. We'll just
That is unfortunate.
we would like to, but use that with our cuts, not enough. Even if we hadn't spent any of them to cover this.
All right.
But also, James, wasn't she already investing profits into this? And not necessarily her cut of the profits, just extra profit?
Yes.
Which is shared.
Well, profits after all of the revenue. Profit
So
is
technically,
revenue take investment.
So technically, how much of the business do we technically own, like of the sphere?
Of the business, 0. Of the profit, 50%.
But she's been investing some of the profit.
No, she's been investing some of her revenue. It only becomes profit if nothing's going to happen with that
Yes,
money.
but she's been investing extra revenue.
Yes.
Which is not brings us back to the.
There was no
discussion.
rule negotiated about her not being able to invest.
Correct.
Well,
She's
technically,
breaking no rules.
it was negotiated that after 10 years we get the full cut.
No, it was negotiated that after her share of the profits equate to her making back her initial investment.
Yes, and she's been investing more. That's the point.
So,
yeah,
yes.
She's pulling a Fey style deal. It's fantastic.
So, the agreement was initially. Vulpus, I think I'm echoing through your mic. So, the initial deal was. Vulpus. Vulpus, are you there? Alright. So, the initial deal was that. That's very distracting.
Mute them.
Yeah, that's.
Correct. Yes. Time. Okay. I think we need to buy this.
I'm gonna be honest, Baldrin sees no reason for him to be involved in this business whatsoever.
You don't need money?
Well, we
Not
have
anymore.
Okay. Okay. We just can't make it work. So as much as I want to, we can't make it work, and I have no idea how she's gonna sell it. We would buy some of the orbs, though.
Oh my god, this is who she planned.
Question.
This is
Did
perfect.
you guys move me down
Yes,
on purpose, or did I just...
I couldn't.
Nice,
Every time I was
that's the way.
speaking, I was hearing myself through your mic, and I could not focus. I was
That's
trying to read
apologies.
something out, and it was driving me insane.
the
I had to step out for a
ADHD was
second.
hitting real fucking hard.
Right, so what did I miss?
Pretty much nothing. We're just going over that we can't really afford to buy this business.
Oh, who is she selling it to now?
Before we do that, we just need to finish the last 2 years of your time scale.
Okay, fair enough. Let's do that.
So, what would you like to do in those 2 years prior to this?
Is there any? So I'm fucking with Noah for these 3 years pretty well. What's the situation in the north of Anexalia? How fucked is it? Is it rebuilding?
It's rebuilding.
Who's in charge of the rebuilding?
No one really. So it's split into more or less 5 different fields. There is a decent amount of agriculture,
Okay.
farming, hunting, wood cutting.
So that's not super profitable right now.
Not super
because-
profitable, but it's their best bet in terms of recovery.
Okay. I mean, if any of these cities now want a church, they can have it. But also, they're welcome to keep being stuck up.
For most part, the people who live in them that are religious have found their faith in Xandar or Videus. Your religion doesn't really offer anything that fits their what is it called? Society.
Yeah, they're exploitative society. Fuck them.
Well, the people who are left are the ones who don't exploit people.
Well, then my religion would probably be pretty good for them.
They've got
No?
the Deus and Xandar for that.
Shade.
Okay.
I feel like the thing is that people won't go looking for fairness if they already have it. Right, James?
More or less.
Like, your religion is really good for people who want something they don't have. In this
They
case,
also
they don't really
people
need
in that
you.
region also don't have much experience with anything to do with your religion other than their time at school. And their time at school doesn't really leave a lot of them with positive thoughts of the rule followers.
What's wrong with their time at school?
So, every house has 1 or 2 things that people really take away that's quite negative about it. House of Deus, they're likely to self-destruct. House of Aegis, they're kind of up themselves in terms of rule.
Okay. So they don't like the rules. What do you mean up themselves in terms of rules?
It's kind of you follow the rules or you get smacked. Not necessarily smacked up, but punished.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine. Okay, they don't like it. Fine.
Well, it's not that they don't like it; it's that they haven't been given any reason to like it. You could start investing in providing those opportunities to that region, but that would be relatively expensive for the potential benefit.
What's the expense?
You'd be
Mostly.
basically having your clerics in that region on a more permanent basis to get them used to it.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
I think maybe instead what we'll do is we'll make sure that we'll revisit the curriculum in Luminara and see if we can provide the more positive emotions to students about my religion.
Or at least more
Hey.
more negative emotions in students about orcs.
Like I don't think it's necessarily bad, like the rule stuff.
Well, compared to some of the other houses, it's not bad. It's just depends on the circumstance that it becomes more of a bad thing.
Hold on. What are the other houses' stigmas, James? Out of curiosity.
Deus is likely to implode on itself.
Alright. Yep. What about Zaphix? Ah, fair enough. Yeah, checks out. With or without the Nazism? With or without the rampant magical, possibly Nazi adjacent races? Wonderful.
Right, so can we invest a little bit in making the image not just following rules? Like, we want the image to be
Well, that's not just the image,
fairness.
but that is the negative connotation with your image. The positive connotation is fairness.
Okay, I see. Let's still focus a bit more on the fairness and less on. But I guess I can't do that much. I suppose. I don't know. Fine. We can have some clerics in that region. It's not a high priority. Don't want. We want some. We want. What else is going on?
Those are the main big things.
I. No other reports for me, right?
Nope, that was all the big ones.
What? Just out of curiosity, what do I do to find an artifact in my downtime?
Usually it's the most common method is research. Unless you're talking about random chance, in which case I believe it is tier 3 or tier 4 and then it's 6.
Well, let's. Do I get to roll any downtimes?
You rolled them before.
Did I roll all the years? Don't think I did.
Let me take a look.
I'm pretty sure everyone rolled all of their downtime encounters prior to starting the actual downtime activities.
Ah, 10 years of 10 years have been applied. Yeah, 10 years of 10 years have been applied.
Okay, and what did I get? Because I don't remember.
Your two notable encounters were... What is a... Sorry, I've just got to go through the thing. Give me a couple minutes. Alright, first one was an organization popularity increase. There's a series of events that caused your organization, in this case your church, to receive a fairly large boost in popularity, moving it up by 2 categories. So it went from a 5 growth factor category to an 11. It only moved up by a couple from the event, but it also moved up a bunch because of your investment.
Yep.
Second one was Your paladin.
A paladin, what?
Reaching level 20.
A cleric?
Cleric paladin. I believe it's 8 levels of cleric, 12 levels of paladin. Sorry, 9 levels of cleric, 12 levels of paladin. No epic levels as of yet. Those were the 2 positives. What were the negative ones? Couple cleric stealing. That was dealt with. Town leaving and then rejoining. That was dealt with. Incident with some guards. That was dealt with. Incident with bandits. Ally left. I believe that was... So there was 2 allies that left. Those were 2 of the founding clerics, and that was because they were retiring.
Okay, not too bad.
But yeah, those were the major events.
Okay. In that case, for the last 2 years, considering what the glove has asked of me, I will be spending on Anexalian politics and getting allies. More good allies. The region in the north seems like it's a write-off, and it's not powerful anyway anymore. No, I want to fuck as much as Arthix. Fucking Noah. But like the city in the new nation and the rest of the shifting sands. That's all. Where and probably Minara as well. These are all the factions that I want to have good relations with. If they need things that I can do to improve relations, that's what I will do.
Alright. Gain 47,183 XP from your adventuring with the clerics, and 28,000 gold is going to the church. Alright. So, then I suppose we can pick up in present day.
And you applied something for the relations?
Yes.
Can I know maybe a few people?
Should be.
So a lot of it is just mostly contacts in those regions.
Yep.
And those sorts of things usually just make it easier for your church to expand there. Or, for example, if you need to buy resources from there, your church usually gets a discount, or any organization that you're representing gets a friendly, or if you know them quite well, potentially up to a friends and family discount.
All right.
So everyone is heading to the boat.
Where we're going?
I believe the plan was to go towards Tara. Was that what the last thing we did was?
Yep, you're going.
Yeah,
So-
I believe Volpez was, after just nearly dying, was trying to get back to their base of operation near Tara.
Yep. And yep, I believe Alyssa should be leaving now too, right?
Alyssa's going with you on the boat.
Isn't she gonna leave though?
Again, that's not meant to happen for another couple weeks.
Okay. And alright.
Alright.
I will cheerfully tell her that if she comes into my room, bad things will happen to her. My room is a rope trick.
Alright. Are you all going with them?
Yes.
Oh, so.
I'm going on my boat. It's my boat.
Alright. So you all start traveling up north.
I do not want to leave Aziria and Alyssa alone. That seems dumb.
What's the worst that could happen?
My true
Find out.
resurrection gets wasted.
I could kill one or both of them again.
Find out.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, Aziria was not casting spells at you, so that probably was helpful.
I was so confused when you said true resurrection just then. I forgot that Alyssa has the same sort of feature as a barbarian. Well, zealot. Where resurrection doesn't cost any material components for them.
Will when I'm done with her.
Well, I'm pretty sure the true resurrection, I deducted the money off of my sheet because it's like, because that was the only thing that would work. I didn't. Did
Yeah,
it
that
not
that
cost
was
me?
mostly due to the power up exhaustion levels, though, I believe.
Yep. She is the Kaioken.
So
Yep.
did it cost me or not? I'm
No, it didn't
confused.
cost you.
Okay, sweet, I get 50k in gold back.
Pocket
We
change.
fly? Where we fly? Roll?
We're going to Vulpus's base of operation. And
Head into Sunstar.
yeah.
Yep.
Alright. You guys arrive in Sunstar.
Cool.
How was that boat ride? Really fucking awkward?
Well, kind of. Alyssa's kind of sitting at the very point of a ship, just meditating.
So, what's the tension here?
Alyssa tried to kill Aziria. Aziria trapped Alyssa and Baldrin and themselves in a resilient sphere.
No,
in a something.
Vulnerability globe, yeah.
global vulnerability.
So
I
I
really
need to
can't
do
leave
shit.
you for 5 minutes.
So, in order to prevent Alyssa from killing Aziria, Baldrin killed Alyssa.
Actually, she killed herself, I think.
No. Baldrin killed Alyssa.
Well, you said that you were trying to knock her out, and then her levels of exhaustion killed her. So
Yeah.
it was hand in hand.
You
But
knocked her
from the
out, and she killed
perspective of
herself.
Baldrin just killed Alyssa.
Then she brought back, unfortunately.
Would you also like to go through and do your little drop off with Tara?
Yes.
Perfect.
Reminder that she is supposedly she is under the magical deal to not divulge our names and stuff.
Yep. That doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't.
Well-
But it does mean that since I knew that we were going to meet a new business partner, right? That was a thing. She told us she was gonna have to sell it. Cool. So I had time to procure a hood of concealing, right? Motherfucker. Right. In that case, I guess we do alter self. Yeah.
Elephant devil creature.
Cool.
So,
Also, I
look
get a
at
mask.
Shane.
Hello.
And a hood.
Hello. This is Bax,
Greetings.
Tara says, smiling. He's your new business partner.
Who?
Back.
Axe.
B-A?
Cool.
Hopefully it is nice to meet you.
I agree.
How is he treating me?
He's
Do I
treating you
need to
fairly
make a
well,
save
but you'll
as
need to
well?
make a charisma save. Because I don't think you've got no fail on us yet. Would you like to spend the inspiration?
Am I failing with a 46?
You don't know.
Don't I know?
Pardon?
Usually we know. Usually you let us know.
I let you know sometimes, but not all the time.
Now I need to find out if an 18 saves or not.
Alright, 18 is a failure. The DC is 50.
So I'm not very happy to see Bax, clearly.
No, you're quite offended by his presence. He holds out his hand to you first.
But I know about this, that this is not this what this is coming from.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you any happier.
But I can push through it or not.
Well, it's sort of like, you know someone's drunk, so they're not really in control of themselves, but they just spat in your eye.
Personal experience there, James?
No.
Okay. I mean, I think I need to. Now, is this enough? Is this one? Does this effect have a name? Is it like a charm, fear, anything? No.
It's not a charm or fear, it is a racial bias.
It's
I don't have a feature. I don't have a feature that's reduces racial bias.
That is correct. There are no features that prevent racial bias. There are a
You
couple
can make
magic
one.
items, though.
So, you are new partner.
Yes, I am. He holds out his hand.
I look at the others. I think you probably better take this without me. I'm not sure I can be.
All right. I have True Sight on and
Yeah.
probably detect magic. Does his handshake seem to be magical?
You don't
anyway?
detect any magic from him at all.
Curious.
Your true
Probably
sight
got
does not
enough fire.
detect anything on him either.
I'm gonna wait for Baldwin to shake his hand before I do it myself.
Seeing Shade's hesitation and disgust, Baldwin will reach out and shake Bax's hand.
He shakes your hand firmly. Then he moves on to Ivy. Does Ivy shake his hand?
She would.
As he shakes your hand, he moves you through the air.
That's fair. Yep. I go, whoa, big boy.
They then walk over to Aziria and hold out their hand.
I shake his hand.
Aziria let Baldwin and Ivy be the experiments, and this seems safe.
Did you expect anything else?
I see, so both of you possess magic, but the Owlin does not. Curious.
Nope.
His
He once
magic is
punched a
punch.
hole through the plane of fire. Apparently,
And you are quite heavily warded against divination, so I take it you are the procurer.
actually, I'm just paranoid.
That's not how I was informed.
In any regard, how about yourself, good sir? I see you have no magic at all on you.
I have taken the same sort of safeguards that you have.
Wonderful. I think we will have a pleasant relationship in the future, as long as we both agree to keep each other's benefits at heart. What say you?
I'm moderately concerned about the Asimar in your presence.
Of course. I do not believe it will come to be a problem.
It would not be the first time that an Asimar has tried to strike me down.
Well,
All right, well, you're not an orc, so you should probably be fine.
Yes, it's gonna be fun.
this is the second time we're meeting someone that brings out the best in Shade, and so you just don't take it personal, I guess.
He
I
knows to keep to himself in this situation. I do not think it will be a problem.
So, explain to me how magic is procured via your method.
We have a system where a series of druids help us channel magic from a bit of a back doors.
And my understanding is that's procured from you?
Not direct.
Do go on.
Why?
I
While
want
this
to
is
know exactly
happening-
how this functions.
While this is happening, Ivy is just randomly like nodding her head yes or shaking her head no. Just
A quick question:
randomly.
Do we already have druids set up at Taros to do this?
More Volpus's house, and they go to Tara's for it.
Yep. Have a house in the city.
So you have a bunch of druids who live here and work for you now. Who's paying them?
Me, probably.
Out of your cut?
Probably. Unfortunately. I would love for you guys to help and contribute.
Well,
Is
you
it
never
lit-
mentioned it,
Right.
so
Well, it's because I didn't really know the specifics until
I was subtracting their pay from the expenses.
Okay, good. Then that's better. Right, so, James, is the Vax willing to sign a non-disclosure agreement?
No, I am not.
So you can just tell this to whoever?
Yes, but it's not in my
Then
best
you will?
interest to tell it to whoever. I presume this non-disclosure agreement is why Tara would not give me your names or identity, but they did give me enough to figure it out myself, which is curious.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tara, for keeping our deal in heart. We are willing to continue the agreement with you as long as you keep our safety at heart. There's a lot of money to be made doing this.
I have put down quite a substantial amount.
Yes. And money will continue to be made as it has in the past, as insofar as our safety is preserved. And that requires some...
Then I will make this clear from the get-go. Your safety is ensured up until you try to stop. Once you try to stop, you have two options: either successfully get away with it, or you will die. So if you try to skip out on this deal before I think I've made my investment back at the very least, how do I put this? You had better hope that your hiding is better than my finding.
How much did you invest?
I love hide and seek.
That number is for me to know.
Aziria smiles. I will say that it does me a lot of good to have someone who's as clear-cut as this. It helps me to know what I'm dealing with, and personally I am quite pleased by your offer.
Also,
I
do me a
am-
favor and not die.
I have no intention of dying, neither to you nor to anyone else. I am also willing to continue a deal insofar as it is until, at the very least, you have major investments worth, as per our agreement with our friend here. But I will be expecting you to preserve our safety and the sanctity of our entities up until that point at the very least. This relationship is a relationship of mutual trust, after all. I am willing to accept your previously stated terms as long as you accept mine and do not divulge your identities to anyone.
I will not be divulging your identities, but I will also not be excessively seeking to guard your safety. This
Surely
means
guarding
that if
our
you get
safety-
yourselves into trouble, I will not be fixing it for you.
Well,
I do not expect you to, unless you are paid to do it.
we
As long
wouldn't.
as you do not provide us with more troubles, directly or indirectly. This, you, really, she beforehand, but now you, are a necessary weak point in this organization, so to speak. And thus, the only way to deal with it is to ensure that this weak point does not provide us with more troubles than we can prepare for. As long as you keep to your side of the deal and do not give us issues, I think we'll be fine. But if you go out of your way, directly or indirectly, to provide us with trouble, divulge our identities or imply it like she has done to you, and they give a look to Tara, then we might have a problem. As long as you agree not to do that, we should be fine.
Quite interesting. Alright, I would like to explain our main client base.
Go on.
So I presume you've been divulging your magic with the Fae, and that is how they have access to magic?
Hmm.
No.
I see, so they're getting it from something else. Interesting.
I believe. I'm gonna look to Baldrin as if asking for permission to explain the situation with Feywild.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I don't think it would be a secret what
My
Mab
understanding
did.
is that Mab and the Summer King managed to, by expending a large amount of the power during the moment of the shattering, seal off the Feywild from the shattering's effect. At least to some extent.
Did they have forewarning?
I do not know. All I know is what happened.
There's a lot there that I would like to learn about. That knowledge is appreciated. Our client base will mostly be devils. Is this going to be
Insofar
a
as-
problem?
Not for me, insofar as they are kept to the same standards as you are, which is to say that they do not give us problems.
What they do with
Is
the
that okay?
product will be up to them.
Understood, as long as they do not have access to our identities.
They will not be provided with access to your identities unless I see no other way out of preserving my own continued existence.
Right, in that case, I will expect you to at least let us know that there might be problem. Is that okay?
I will let you know insofar as it does not threaten my continued existence.
Ivy really fucking wishes Shane was here.
I am willing to accept that as long as you agree that you will do what is reasonable to inform us, as long as it doesn't directly threaten your continued existence.
I will act in a reasonable duty of care.
For example, I presume with the resources you have, you're able to acquire a ring of sending. Or
I'm
a similar
capable
method.
of producing that magic myself.
Then we should not have an issue as long as you are, again, operating under reasonable pretenses.
Just look at him and I go, how did you keep magic?
He
bought it from
gestures to one.
Tara.
He gestures to one of the orbs.
He bought it from Tara.
My dear lady, capitalism is how I kept it.
Yeah. You know, people don't like demons and devils, but really money is the root of all evil.
Truly.
He gives you a agreeing look. Yes, it is how we influence people the most. Those with money seem to be those who do the most evil.
Truly.
Now, is there a preferred location that you'd like me to set up shop?
As I have the necessary druids for the operation around here, it would be preferable to keep it nearby, but if you believe it would be
Tara has
compromising
requested
to
that I
yes,
do not set this up within this city. It was one of the terms of my agreement.
Understood. Then what's the place I have my guild at again?
Sunwatch.
And this is Sunhaven?
This is Sunstar.
Sunstar, right. Right, so Sunwatch? Oh, there's so many suns.
What about Sun?
I will give him
Sun
the
Sun
location of
anyway.
my...
Sunwatch.
I'm gonna give him the
Alright.
location of my guild. Sunwatch.
No.
And I will ask him for help mobilizing resources there.
It is my understanding that you're nobles of some land? Can I know what land?
We're nobles of Anaxalia, right?
E.
Wait, am I a noble?
No. Zelo is.
Zelo is, but was Vulpes a noble of anything before?
Of Anaxalia, no. The only state they'll technically a noble of collapse.
Yeah. No, I am not, but they are.
I see.
Yeah, that's why she
Of what
hired us for bodyguards. Yeah.
Be the country of Anaxalia.
Ivy would vaguely gesture, and that's all she would do.
Anaxalia.
Yeah.
And what region of Anaxalia is it?
That would be, wouldn't that be Rising Frost? Is that right?
More South Frost.
South Frost.
Ivy would just keep vaguely gesturing.
I see.
Ivy points west, and it's actually south.
And will you
That
allow me
guess-
to
accurate.
and will you allow me to know the exact city of your organization?
That would be Haven or Sunwatch?
Haven.
Is it really now our organization is in Haven? Like our party may be based there, but not that. It's not that close. Like it's not.
I think we got our noble status. Didn't we get it from Zathix for that?
Yeah, we got it
region?
from Zathix from South Frost or whatever.
Right. So the thing is that Anaxalia is a bit of a complicated is in a bit of a complicated situation regarding magic as a whole, and thus being there for too long in our circumstance would be and would not be beneficial to any of our continued existences. So setting up shop there is
Ivy would just go, yeah, my operations are in the Feywild, and that's all I'd say.
Yes, a few months back I did hear of some demons attacking one of the cities in the kingdom. Have you had similar issues in Anaxalia?
not
We
that I
have
know
not.
of.
No, just dragons.
I see.
But really, I haven't been there for forever, so I can't tell you with any 100% accuracy. That'd be more of a question for the people who are here in that country.
The nation of Anaxalia is a tricky one to do business in.
Is Shade coming back?
Of course, no. Oh, I'm not.
Hey, come on,
Sorry.
come back.
I
If-
would
if-
like to come back, and I would. The negotiation would not have been this if I was there. This
Apologies, I'm trying my best.
I can I say I would have been sending Shade sendings of anything like, oh god, this is what's happening. But there's not much we can do. Like, I don't want to inject myself in and take over.
Please inject yourself.
God,
Please
no,
inject yourself.
no.
Vulpes is not the negotiator. They have a charisma of like 16.
Yeah,
just doing their best.
Same. Ivy is not one for setting up. She thinks this is a dumb idea.
I don't see another way out because this guy knows our identity. So we have two options here, really, as far as Vulpes knows. We either attack him and take him out now, or we agree to this deal. He has to not divulge our identities anyway, because otherwise we're fucked.
why
So-
why wasn't the deal with Tara like why is Tara able to do this with the deal in the
She
first place?
just implied our identities heavily because she's an ass.
She didn't break the deal.
Just
She
almost.
gave
By
all of the-
introducing us, she broke the deal.
No.
Yes, she intentionally put us in the same place, and
Technically, we
she
put ourselves there.
no, technically we didn't. Technically, she invited that person when she knew we were coming.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't break the deal. She just worked around it because she's an
Well,
asshole.
it depends on the wording of the deal,
She's an asshole.
which Vulpes is the one who made the wording.
I presume James checked it enough for this to work.
Okay.
So the desired effect of the agreement was to prevent them from telling anyone. There was nothing that prevented them from bringing anyone here.
Oh.
Right, so here's the thing. Shade, if Ivy is telling you through sending stuff, which she seems to have been doing, if you have any interjections, I would love to hear them.
Yeah,
My interjections are that there is no business without us. If he wants to kill us, that doesn't give him his investment back. So
Ivy, please say that.
right. Like, I just didn't want to interrupt. I was gonna say I would be doing the sendings, and anything that Shade was sending back, I would be whispering to Vulpes. Like,
Incredible.
I'd sit on her shoulder, and then I would whisper in her ear. Can that work so that
Sure.
Shade can be a part of this?
Right, Shade, then you can now speak. Thank you.
That being said, that does not change the fact that Shade primarily detests this creature.
Right,
Yeah.
so Shade, do you have a problem with dealing with devils? At least right now?
kind of, but also.
Alright, so right, so that shouldn't
No, I don't like. I don't like him. So definitely my line of questioning is that, like, you should be talking to him about the profits,
The what? No, right, profits.
the money.
Well, I'm trying to make sure he won't tell us, tell other devils who we are, so they can come after us and try to steal our magic. That
Why
was my
would he do
priority.
that? He's got just fucking himself.
Because
And
Tara's
then
an asshole.
I'll say
Yeah.
we should have, like, this is why I thought we should be buying the business.
Right, so profits. Let's talk profits now that we have finished talking security. Would he be paying us the same as Tara was? James?
My understanding is that you are to receive half of all profits.
Is that
I'm
what we
not
were receiving
happy
before?
with only receiving half the profits and not having any control over the investments.
Shade,
We want
didn't
half.
hear. Say that again?
We want half the revenue minus expenses, so that basically future investments do not go out of our profits.
I'll say
Revenue
that.
minus investments equals profits. That is the same deal.
No, revenue, expenses, investments, profit. We're fine with expenses.
Do you
We're
mind
not
going
fine
and grabbing
with
the
investments.
Loxodon? I believe that's who you're sending, is it not?
Yep.
I'll go
I'll
wander
go
away
grab-
and drag Shade this way.
Yeah, alright. Baldwin does that.
Come on, Shade. Your presence is requested.
I go.
Does he have to make another save?
I'm not gonna save unless I'm at 20.
Well, can't we buff? Give him like extras?
It's a
Well,
save per creature.
you should have a cantrip called resistance that you can use on me. If you used it on me last time, would have saved.
Oh, it's easier for me to just. Well, hold on. Is calm emotions on the arcane list?
Don't think calm emotions does this.
James, does calm emotion fix racial bias?
Racial bias invokes aggravation and hatred towards another creature, so calm emotions, I believe, would.
Right, we
Help
fixed it.
mitigate some of the effects.
Yeah, so let's just calm emotion shade. I should have it if I don't, but I should have it.
No.
I have calm emotions. I just scroll through the Book of the Magus, cast it on myself, go back in.
Cool.
Right.
I don't believe the Book of the Magus has. It would have the broken version.
Okay, fine. I'll cast broken version. Why
Alright.
would it not have a real version? Is it not?
It's based on the commonality of the spell. The Book of the Magus has all of the common form spells. Until these versions of the spells become mainstream.
I thought you said everything that's in the approved list is in the book.
Yes, it's usually everything on the approved list, because the approved list is the commonality of spells. So anything that is
Anyway.
in the common domain.
Concentration?
Yep.
Okay, I use self-sustaining spell meta magic, which makes it non-concentrated.
Alright.
And I cast it on myself. I take only a little bit of that.
Yep. He holds out his hands. Greetings.
Hello. I shake his hand.
I appreciate you removing yourself from the situation, judging that you were having difficulty.
That's our
Right.
shade.
He's going to reach into his pocket, pull out a little table with a little set of chairs, and place them down on the ground, and then he says the command word, and they pop up.
I will tell him he doesn't have to make a chair for myself.
Well, it's really just So it's a table, and then around the table is a big long cylinder. Well, more
Fair
like
enough.
a donut.
Donut.
And that springs up. He then sits
Right,
down at
so
one end.
you guys see Volpas like just kind of like
Sit
wave
down.
their wand and make a chair, and they just sit in the chair.
What spell?
What's the first level illusion again?
Minor
Silent
illusion?
image. No, silent image. With the epic feat.
Don't worry, I don't need a chair. I'm still
What
on,
epic feat?
on Azirian's shoulder.
I sent you the epic feat in the Volpas shop, and I've been talking about it for a while. The last feature of the illusion mage, the original one that I made it into an epic feat to make a non physical objects in illusions that aren't magical real for concentration. I've been talking about it for a while. Should be. Been talking about this for a while now. Didn't I call it? Yeah, Toon Force. No, but as an epic feat, that should be fine. So it'd have to be an illusion wizard to make that? That is inconvenient. Alright, in that case, I just sit in the fucking cylinder.
I am still on Aziria's shoulder. That's my spot. Unless she kicks me off. And
I
then
will
go to
pat
Mildred.
Ivy on the head with a finger.
I don't know what that means.
Kind of like caress your head with a finger. Like you're a cat.
Let's do business.
Let's do business.
So it is my understanding that you are to receive 50% of the profits. As that is your current agreement?
I think it would be a more fair deal to receive % of the profits. But should you choose to make any investments, those investments, the ownership of those investments would.
Your voice is cutting out a bit. Just for me?
No, for me as well.
Same here.
So yeah, I believe it is not it is not completely fair for you to make investments before profits are calculated, as those investments. Yep.
That is how businesses work.
Yet you decide how much we profit, but you can invest everything, and then only you are the
Neither
one
of us.
profiting.
I don't make any money unless there's a profit.
Of course, but if you invest it, you own the investment. That is the issue. Our previous agreement, Tara has been investing a lot in expanding the business. Now there's a lot of these orbs, and we have no claim to them. You have claim to all of them. We do not want a similar situation.
And what are you proposing to actually change your bargaining power in this situation?
There is no business without us.
And there is no you without my business.
That's not exactly bargaining. That's closer to threats and extortion.
Well, that is a threat. I've been quite clear on this. If I'm unable to make my money because of actions that you guys enact, I will end all of you.
Are able to make your money.
Well, that entirely depends on how this discussion goes. I'm quite amicable to some sort of decision being reached, but stating that there is no business without you all is the equivalent of me stating that there is no you all without my business.
I believe what our friend here is proposing is that you make investments out of your own side of the cut.
No.
Why would you make investments out of our side of the cut?
I would not make investments out of your side of the cut. I'd make investments out of the revenue, and then the profits get split evenly between us both.
Right. So, James, how much have we been profiting on average per month?
We want to. In that case, would you be open to setting a cap on the amount of investments you make?
Or the minimum amount of profit we make?
$1
1.5 million?
million.
I think 1.5 million is more fair. Shady, what do you think?
Our 1 million what and what
Is that 1 million per year?
per day?
No, I think that's per
Per
month.
what?
Actually, that would be. James, how much were we making per year before?
1.6.
Is he willing to go
That's
to
before
1.5?
we were up to 4 million each.
James, how much were we making each per year at the end of our agreement?
4.5 million.
Each?
Yes.
Right.
You
So
refused to buy the business.
is he willing? I don't have the money for that.
Well, we had options.
I wasn't even here for the rest of the option. Had to step out. Don't blame me for that one. I was just saying I didn't have the money personally. I have what? Feel like 30 million? That's at most.
1 million total per year. That is considerably less than we had been earning. We would like, instead of a floor, to have a percentage cap of revenue that can be invested. Why? To 100x this business would 100x the druids. I'm not even sure that we are able to 100x the business. We're able to output that much magic.
We might be, but James, would we be able to 100x if I theoretically? I have had time to study this. Well, I haven't had time to look into it at least minimally, and I have experience doing stuff with it. Right. Then I should have to ask for like a year to research then, right?